Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Party people in the place to be, what's good? Welcome to this thing that we call the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm the number one chief rocker in Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Waiting to get this thing started. Toxic Knicks fans is in the building. What's good? Peace, 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 bro. Peace, bro. What's good, party people? Y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Yo, so I got this topic I want to talk about this morning, man. It's not often in Knicks universe that we talk about stuff that's not either things that we frustrated about, like Tom Thibodeau rotations and Julius Randle flipping out, or the national media not respecting us, or whatever. And we also talk a lot about the box score. But I want to talk to y'all this morning about some other stuff, right? I got a joint for tomorrow also, but for today, for this morning, I got some topics. You see them on the screen. The rise of Immanuel Quickley, bam. The second thing I'm going to talk about is Immanuel Quickley good enough right now to win some type of postseason award? And then I'm going to wrap up this morning with a Miami versus New York review and what we need to win and to come out of that game healthy. Right? So buckle up. We're going to be here for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about some stuff. I'm going to also read y'all comments out of the chat. I want y'all to feel a part of this joint. This is the Knicks Morning Drive, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know the vibe. I want y'all to participate. I'm trying to get y'all stuff on the screen, y'all comments on the screen. So I'm not good at this, but I'm trying to get y'all topics on the screen so everybody can see them. Right? And also so that we could talk about them. Sherwin, Mr. Sherwin is in the building. DSJ is in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Right? Yeah, hey, man. Yeah, Toxic Knicks fan said, people say anything. Yeah, man. People say a lot of stuff, bro. People say a lot of stuff. Right? So we're going to try to pick out the dope stuff, though. We're going to try to pick out the fire stuff. All the BS stuff, we're going to leave it where it is. But the dope stuff, we're going to try to rock with it. We're going to try to rock with it, right? So let me start on this thing about Immanuel Quickley. I want to say something favorable or say something polite about a Knicks player for once, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be this way always. Don't get it twisted. Y'all know who y'all dealing with, right? I want to say something nice about a Knicks player, but I'm not always in this mindset, right? So bear with me while I try to get this out, because y'all know how I am with these players. I tell the truth how I see it. Sometimes it's nice, and sometimes it's not. But it is what it is. You know, I'm not faking jacks. Y'all know how I like to do. I like to be as real as possible, right? So while y'all joining me, while y'all joining, man, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you have not done so, I invite you to hit the like button on this live stream and past live streams and videos if you're looking to catch up. But most importantly, man, I want you to come in and relax and enjoy yourself and participate, right? Right? This is, y'all know what it is. This channel is like the Jerry Springer of Knicks universe. You know, we inviting one and all to come in and rock with us, right? But here's the thing, right? I live in South Carolina. I'm originally from Jersey City, New Jersey. I'm living in South Carolina right now, right? And while me living in South Carolina don't really mean nothing to y'all, what it means to me is that I get to watch South Carolina Gamecock basketball, right? And that what that means to why that's fly is because that means I also get to watch. Did I say baseball? South Carolina basketball. So that means also that I get to watch Georgia basketball. That means I got to watch Anthony Edwards live as a collegian, right? It means, is that for me? Can you put it right here? Ooh, that's hot. Thank you. So somebody living down here, we get to watch cats like Anthony Edwards, right? And that way when people make up these phony storylines like, oh, Anthony Edwards is just a football player, he'll never make it in the NBA. Nah, we saw him live. No, he the real deal, right? That means I get to watch Tennessee basketball up close. Get to watch the Gamecock girls, the #1 team in the nation, get to watch them live, right? Get to watch Alabama. Get to watch Auburn, right? Get to watch a lot of schools, right? Most importantly, though, I get to watch the Kentucky Wildcats, right? I got to see Kevin Knox, right? Got to see Kevin Knox. And when people were like, well, Knox didn't do anything at Kentucky. Knox was just there. They just gave him certain shots. No, that's not what happened at Kentucky. What happened at Kentucky was Kevin Knox was developing into a pick and roll ball handler with a shot with a upside of athleticism, and he was showing that. Now, should he have gone back to Kentucky? Yes. Right? He should have gone back to Kentucky and continued to develop those skills. He didn't. He came out early, went to a bad situation. He a bust. He didn't work hard. Whatever. Things are what they are. But that means I got to see Julius Randle at Kentucky. I got to see Terrence Jones at Kentucky. I got to see Willie Cauley-Stein. I got to see Scal Labissiere at Kentucky. Right? Got to see Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Right? Got to see Ashton Hagans, Malik Monk. Right? Got to see De'Aaron Fox. Got to see guys at Kentucky. Right? Got to see Ashton Hagans and Tyrese Maxey in the backcourt together with a second-year guard named Immanuel Quickley. And what we saw at Kentucky was totally different from the narrative that people hear one person say, and it spreads like wildfire. What we saw at Kentucky is, why is this dude Ashton Hagans start? Why don't they start that dude Quickley? Every time he step on the floor, he do something. And how you know this to be true is a lot of y'all don't even know who Ashton Hagans is. But he was the starter. And Quickley was coming off the bench, right? But Quickley was so much better than Ashton Hagans that by the end of the season, Quickley was the starter. At the end of January, midway through January, Quickley was the starter, and he was so good that a guy that was coming off the bench, supplanted the starter, played in a backcourt with Tyrese Maxey, who started all year, and Immanuel Quickley became SEC Player of the Year. Not Tyrese Maxey, not Ashton Hagans, but Immanuel Quickley. Right? And so people say, well, Quickley wasn't a point guard in high school. Yes, he was. And people say that, that's how he got to Kentucky. He got to Kentucky as a point guard. Right? And so, Quickley at Kentucky, they tried Quickley off the ball with Tyrese Maxey running point. It didn't work for the offense. Both players thrived, right? But for Kentucky's offense, It was better served with Quickley at point and Tyrese Maxey off the ball. And what about Ashton Higgins? Yeah, I know you're asking me like, well, what about Ashton Higgins? What about him? What about him? He was not a first-round pick like Tyrese Maxey. He was not a first-round pick like Immanuel Quickley. Immanuel Quickley was his backup, and Immanuel Quickley beat him out and wound up winning a postseason award, SEC Player of the Year. Why is this important? Now, I know people are saying, Uncle Freezy, why is this a history lesson? What do we need a history lesson for? I'm not trying to do a history lesson for the sake of talking. I ain't talking just to talk. What I'm getting at is I think we might have to give our front office credit for finding a diamond in the rough. Diamond in the rough. It happens. It happens. I know the front office frustrates us to no end that they don't do things on our schedule. Nah, they do stuff on their schedule. And is it frustrating? Yes. Yes, it is frustrating. It frustrates me that they don't move as quickly, no pun intended, as I want them to. The front office don't move as quickly as I want them to. They frustrate me. I ain't gonna lie. But why bring up this thing about Uncle Freezy living in South Carolina and seeing the Kentucky Wildcats in person, seeing the Georgia Bulldogs in person, seeing the Tennessee Volunteers in person, seeing the Alabama Crimson Tide players in person? Yeah. What I'm saying is a lot of people put storylines out here without evidence, without proof. They just say a certain thing. They never saw the guy play in person. They never saw Immanuel Quickley play at Kentucky, but they say they're quick to tell you what Quickley can't do. Right? Oh, Uncle Freezy, he ain't a point guard. Really? Have you ever seen him play in person? Did you see him play as a high schooler? I did not see him play as a high schooler. I did see him as a collegian, though. The cat can play point guard. Right? Great combo guard. Immanuel Quickley, in my mind, is what you call a complementary guard. If your point guard is cooking, he can play alongside your point guard and cook as the two. Right? Your point guard needs a break, has to come out of the game, does need a break, maybe he injured. Quickley can step into his spot, play his spot. He can play the two. He can play even in 3-guard sets. That's what I saw. I saw him play as a guard off the bench. I saw him play as a starting point guard. I saw him play with the two, as the two, and I also saw him play in a 3-guard set with Ashton Higgins and Tyrese Maxey. What does all of this stuff mean, Uncle Freezy? What it means is that Immanuel Quickley is a talented player, right? But his rise to wherever it is that he's going is not unfamiliar to him. Does that mean Immanuel Quickley is up to the challenge? Yes. And one of the storylines that I hear often is that, well, the reason why Obi Toppin is not what he should be is because they have these guys in front of him on the depth chart and they have to give him minutes because he can't get into a rhythm because of minutes. But then I watch Immanuel Quickley have 5 times more players in front of him and beat out guys on the depth chart. When I say their names, you're going to laugh. When I say the names that Immanuel Quickley beat out since he's been here, you're probably going to laugh. When I say names like Elfrid Payton, Austin Rivers, Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Derrick Rose, Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier. Right? When I say these names, man, it puts you in this mindset that, man, I forgot that all these guys are actually here, and some of them they have come and gone, and the last man standing is Immanuel Quickley. Right? Frank is not here. Dennis Smith Jr. is not here. Derrick Rose is on the bench. Evan Fournier is on the bench. Elfrid Payton is not here. Austin Rivers is not here. Alec Burks is not here. You know who is here, though, and is playing a prominent role? Immanuel Quickley. And I know it's one of those things like, well, man, you had all these guys in front of Quickley, you had all these guys in front of Obi. That's the reason why Obi didn't pop. Listen, man, the reason why Obi didn't pop is because Obi's not a popper. That's why. That's why. That's the reason. Obi Toppin didn't beat out the guys in front of him because he didn't have that dog in him to grind out the process. And this is not an Obi versus Quickley thing. This is a look what happens when you stack competition in front of Quickley. Look what happens when you bury Quickley on the depth chart. Look at what happens. I don't know why my YouTube comments are not showing up on the thing, man. I'm trying to get used to this new system, man. And I'm trying to get it to show up on the thing, man. So y'all be patient with me while I work on it, because I want y'all stuff to show up on the screen, but it won't. I see y'all comments, man. I'm trying to work on. Y'all bear with me, man. I'm new to this thing. I keep saying that. I keep apologizing. It's because I'm sincere about it. I'm sorry. I can't, get the stuff to show up on the screen like I want to. My thing with Quickley is I don't want to put Quickley on a pedestal, and I don't want to say Quickley is the best Knick that we have. What the message that I want to relay to everybody is, it's about damn time that we made somebody work for something and they actually worked for it. It's about damn time. It's about time a young Knicks player had to work for something and they actually did it. Because one could say that R.J. Barrett was given the keys, and that same person can also say that R.J. Barrett has not improved since year 2. One could say that Mitchell Robinson was given the keys to play center, and Mitchell Robinson hadn't improved since his 2nd year. Right? One can say Kevin Knox didn't improve while he was here. You could say Cam Reddish didn't improve while he was here. You could say Frank didn't improve while he was here. You could say Dennis Smith Jr. didn't improve while he was here. You could say Damian Dotson didn't improve while he was here. Right? But the one guy that we can pick out the crowd, the one guy that we can say we buried on the depth chart and he worked his way up the depth chart and is showing everybody that he can show and prove, is Immanuel Quickley. Danny Landis is in the building. What's good, man? A lot Wise is in the building. Sherwin. Okay. All right. Some of these are showing up and some of them are not. I don't know why. I saw Danny Landis. In my opinion, it's about time that somebody actually worked their behind off and made it somewhere. Now, where that somewhere is, I'm not sure. The jury is still out. But the fact that the national media is talking about Immanuel Quickley right now as being maybe the 6th man of the year, or in my opinion, he should be in the most improved player in the NBA conversation. Right? That's my opinion. Quickley should also be in the all NBA defense conversation. I'm not saying that he should be on first team or second team or third team or whatever. I'm not saying that, right? I don't know. All I know is that his defense is damn good. Most nights. Everybody has nights, bad nights, but most nights Quickley's defense is really good. And should he be on all NBA defense? I don't know yet. But he should be in that conversation, right? Should he be in the most improved conversation? Yes. Is he the most improved? I'm not for sure. We can let the voters figure that out. But he should be in that conversation. And it's not, and the fact, and listen, having a Knick in that conversation again is not a bad thing. We shouldn't settle, as Knicks fans, we shouldn't settle for the fact that Julius Randle won that award a couple of years ago. What that means is cats come here and they get better. Right? Should that award go to Jordan Poole? Is Jordan Poole a better NBA player than Immanuel Quickley? No. Immanuel Quickley's numbers across the board at everything is better than Jordan Poole except shot attempts and free throw percentage. So if you like Jordan Poole, you should love Immanuel Quickley. Quickley's a better defender, a better shooter, better facilitator. The only thing he doesn't do is take more shots. If you like Jordan Poole, you should love Immanuel Quickley. Is Lauri Markkanen a better player than Immanuel Quickley? I would venture to say that if Immanuel Quickley got the opportunities that Lauri Markkanen gets, I think Immanuel Quickley's numbers would look different in our eyes. I don't just look at as a sports fan. I don't just look at points per game. Points per game can be deceiving, and I know that there are some Quickley haters out there. I know. But no NBA player is liked by every NBA fan. No NBA player is liked by every NBA fan. If I took a poll right now of people, do you love or do you like or dislike Julius Randle? I'm sure it'd be split. If I took a poll of this chat and asked everyone if they like or dislike Jalen Brunson, I'm sure it would be split some. There are people that love Brunson, but this is during a honeymoon period. Let's ask that question next year. Do we love or do we like or dislike Jalen Brunson? Right? But is Immanuel Quickley good enough right now in this moment to win postseason awards? I'm going to say yes, but I'm also going to say yes with a caveat. Like, it depends on what postseason awards you're talking about. Like, if you're talking about, like, something ridiculous, like them big NBA awards, no, he ain't good enough yet. He ain't good enough yet. No, I don't want to even put him in those conversations. Right? Like I don't want to put Immanuel Quickley in a place that he doesn't belong yet. He's not ready for certain things yet. There we go. All right. I had to speak to the missus about something real quick, man. So I know I was muted there for a second. AJ Bula is in the building. Thank you. Soul Fingers in the building. All right, that's better. That's better. Blood sugar low, man. Man, being diabetic is the worst. And Sherwin, I see what you're saying, Sherwin, about marketing. Marketing is a very good NBA player. All he needed was opportunity to showcase what he can do, right? He just needed the opportunity to showcase what he can do, right? Marketing was like the third option on a bad team and a bad offense, and then he went to a team, they made him play small forward and all type of stuff. But then he was traded somewhere where he could just showcase what he could do. What if Immanuel Quickley got the opportunity to go to a team that was a clean slate and showcase what he could do? Would the conversation be different about Immanuel Quickley? Same thing can be said about Jalen Brunson. Should Jalen Brunson be in that category of most improved player? Because he went to a team that was a loser? And he put up 25 points a game? And he shot 40% from three? Should Jalen Brunson be in that category of most improved player? I'm going to say yes. Right? Did Jalen Brunson's numbers only increase because he got an opportunity? What I'm going to say is if we're going to have a consistent argument or a consistent thought about who should be the most improved player, if there's a standard for the most improved player, let it be the standard. Let's judge everyone by that standard. So if Lauri Markkanen gets judged like that based on a certain thing, then everyone that has improved this year in that type of way should be judged equally. So if we're saying that about Lauri Markkanen, let's throw Jalen Brunson in that category. Did Jalen Brunson not change teams? Did Jalen Brunson's career not take off? I believe it did. Soul Fingers in the building. Okay. DSJ says IQ is definitely Sixth Man of the Year. He's been the most durable out of other candidates. Right. And you know what? Here's another thing, too. I think the candidate he's running up against, Malcolm Brogdon, I would ask you, if you don't think Quickley is Sixth Man of the Year, I would ask you if you deleted Malcolm Brogdon from Boston's roster and added Immanuel Quickley, would Quickley put up the same type numbers or better? basically what I'm asking is, if Malcolm Brogdon was here, would he have had an Immanuel Quickley impact on his team? And I would say no. I would even say that Malcolm Brogdon would probably be hurt. That's his history. Malcolm Brogdon's history is hey, he's a ham sandwich, and occasionally he'll have a big game on a big stage, and people think he's good. But ultimately, his teams can't get over a hump. Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. I was going to talk about Immanuel Quickley and postseason awards, and I know y'all not having this conversation in the chat. Why it says, I love Melo. Actually, no, he and his brother was my favorite at a time, but Randall is a beast. I know y'all are not having the Melo versus Randall conversation. I'm up here talking about Quickley, and y'all talking about Randall versus Melo. Let's do it. Let's do it. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Top Notch Cheese in the building. What's good, boss? I can't believe what I'm seeing. And Hoodie Kev is in the building. What's good, Hoodie Kev? Seems like Hoodie Kev is everywhere. Before I get to the Melo and Randall conversation, I'm going to throw a shot at Hoodie Kev because it's fun. Hoodie Kev, the Knicks drafted Kevin Knox, and they buried him on the depth chart, and he did nothing as a Knick. And yes, Uncle Freezy saw Kevin Knox play live in person as a collegian, and Kevin Knox looked like a smooth, ball-handling, pick-and-roll guy with shooting upside and limited and some athleticism. Looked like if he'd have gone to the right situation, he'd have been something. The Knicks drafted him. Kevin Knox is a bust. That's my shot at Hoodie Kev. Right, but y'all are having the Carmelo versus, is this a Carmelo versus Julius Randle conversation that I missed? Did I miss it? What started that conversation? I can't see it. I'm gonna move this out of the way and expand the I'm gonna move the topics out of the way just really quick, and then I'm gonna expand it so I can see it. Oh, I can barely see it because of that the background. I'm gonna take the background down. I don't know how it's gonna look. Y'all bear with me though. Okay, so I'm taking the background down so I can see the chat. Okay. Otherwise, I see you. So Alawaz says, Sherwin asked a question. Let's get back to IQ. Okay, let's do that then. I didn't know. I didn't know. I thought y'all had something else. I thought y'all had something else. Okay, I got you. Let's get back to it. Let's do it. Bim. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, let's do it. All right, let's do it. Okay. All right. I still can't see. I got to get a better background, man. I got to get a better background. I'm going to take this background down. All right. Randall passes the ball. Okay. Priority health and run. Randall is okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I got you. I got you, big dog. I got you. Let me put this back up here, and then let me get back to topic 3. All right. There we go. There we go. So is Immanuel Quickley good enough right now to win a postseason award? I don't think so. I don't think he should be in major conversations for any big-time awards. The main thing I think Immanuel Quickley should be is considered for the stuff that he fits for. Immanuel Quickley should be considered for all NBA defense. Right now, statistically, and by the eye test, Immanuel Quickley is the New York Knicks' best perimeter defender. Yes, he's better than Josh Hart. Josh Hart is probably an average defender at best that gambles, but he's an energizer bunny. Right? Josh Hart never quits moving. Josh Hart is exactly what this team needed. Is he a better defender than Immanuel Quickley? No. Immanuel Quickley is capable of being the captain of your team's defense. Immanuel Quickley is capable of being a captain of your. Immanuel Quickley, I saw him the other night captaining the Knicks defense against the Rockets. There was one play I saw that I can recall, and I wish I knew how to clip NBA games so I could show you without getting the channel taken down. But there was a play where Immanuel Quickley redirected a teammate, saw a guy wasn't going to make a rotation, he stunted and blocked the roll guy, the tall guy with the curly hair from Houston, the good rebounding guy, right? Ran in front of him to slow him down on the way to the rim, right? And forced whoever the young kid is, the green kid, to throw up a terrible shot. Right? Now, does that mean Immanuel Quickley is Scottie Pippen or Alvin Robertson or Joe Dumars? No. Does that mean Immanuel Quickley is Clyde Frazier on defense? No. What it means, though, is that he's smart enough to understand the other team's concepts, or it might just mean that the kid is watching tape. It might just mean Immanuel Quickley is watching film. Like, I'm not trying to give him superpowers. What I'm saying is he just might be prepared. Immanuel Quickley just may be prepared. Redirecting people, closing out on assignments that are not his. Does that mean Immanuel Quickley is Clyde Frazier, though? Probably the greatest defensive guard ever? Nah. He ain't that. He ain't that. But he should be considered for all NBA defense. If he misses it, If he doesn't get it, it's still kudos to him. Shotgunner is in the building. Shotgunner says IQ deserves $120 million over 4 years. I said over a year ago, guys, he's starting a point guard in the NBA clearly. Shotgunner is in the building. What's good, Shotgunner? Shotgunner, I would invite you. I would love to have Shotgunner up right now, man, to talk about Quickley, but I don't know if Shotgunner is really a Quickley fan. I don't know if Shotgunner is really an Immanuel Quickley fan. Salute, hey, Shotgunner, for real, man. Respect to Shotgunner, man. Respect to Shotgunner doing all that good stuff in the community. Shotgunner, you the guy, bro. One of these days you're gonna have to hop up here, bro. One of these days, man. What you doing? You Shotgunner, you done threw us away. Shotgunner probably done hit one of them scratch offs, and he don't even care about us no more. Shotgunner done hit the number. He ain't think about blowing tears no more. Yeah, man. DSJ says Immanuel Quickley already admitted to watching film with Johnny Bryant in his post-game interview on his opponents. Okay. All right. That's dope. Yeah, that's dope, man. and Alawai says, I told you he was coming up here. Only when IQ had a good game. Yeah, only when IQ have a good game we see Shotgunner. That's what y'all saying? Shotgunner only come up here when IQ have a good game. Hey, so if that's the case, then we might not ever see anyway. I'm having King Ant G. So we may never see King Ant G no more because if we waiting on RJ Barrett to have a great game, we might not ever see King Ant G no more. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate it. I want to get Hoodie Kev to come up, but sometimes Hoodie Kev gets in a moment. Sometimes, it's like Hoodie Kev sometimes forget, like the whole world is watching, and he'll say something like, "Uncle Frizzy, I told you I don't like Reggie Bullock." You know, I don't know how to mock the North Carolina accent. I don't know. Hoodie Kev has like, Miss Mocha, what was that big dude name from Baby Boy? What was the big what was the big dude name in Baby Boy? The dude in the kitchen without no clothes on. Yo, what's the name of the big dude? What's the name of the big dude from Baby Boy? Hoodie Cab talk like Melvin. Hoodie Cab sound like Hoodie Cab sound like Melvin. Oh boy, Hoodie Cab busted the spot sounding like Melvin. Yeah, man. Then he said that Hoodie Cab said, I don't sound like Melvin. Yo, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Hey, Hoodie Cab, who's my guy? Y'all know I love Hoodie Cab, right? Y'all know Hoodie Cab is my heartstring, right? Y'all know, everybody know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like we ain't got the, you know what I'm saying, fake no jacks on who Hoodie Cab is, right? You know what I'm saying? But Hoodie Kev will call you in the morning sounding like Melvin. Like, as soon as you like, hello? He like, hey, we ain't got Aaron Rodgers yet. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But back to Quickley though. To Quickley, I would be surprised on both sides of this discussion. I would be totally surprised if Immanuel Quickley doesn't win any award. Right? I would be surprised if he didn't win any award, but I would also be surprised. I would also be surprised if he like ran the table. y'all bugging out, man. On Hoodie Cut. Shout out to Hoodie Cav, man. Shout out to Hoodie Cav, man. The Blawrence says he the GOAT. Hoodie Cav is the GOAT. Shout out to Hoodie Cav. Pudge Knight says, y'all wrong for letting my mic sound like that. What I've been tinkering, bro. I've been tinkering with it. I've been tinkering with all the settings, man. When you see me do like this, it's because I kind of know I'm trying to do like a mix on it to see what sounds best. And sometimes, man, sometimes the mic just goes like this, right? Sometimes the mic is like that. Sometimes the mic is like that, where it's super poppy, and then so you try to put it like in this middle space, and then people will say, "Well, your voice is too low," and then I'm talking, and they're like, "Hey, man, we can't hear you," and then I'm here, and then so I'm trying to figure out the middle ground. I'm trying to figure out the middle ground with it, man. So just bear with me, man. I'll get it fixed. I'll get it fixed. I just have to figure out some stuff, man. I'm kind of new to it, so I'm just trying to, I'm trying to learn as we go. When, for instance, when I was using the other software or whatever, I never had an issue. Well, most of this, yeah, yeah. Well, most of the time it's because no, they would never let me talk. I just get up there and everybody be talking. So, yeah. Sometimes it's that. Like I'm trying to figure out, like, cause my camera. So I have a Logitech camera with a built-in microphone, and then I also have a microphone. So I have to use the microphone because for the audio podcasting piece of it, um, audio podcasts are whack when you hear all that stuff in the background. Like when you hear it, you hear everything, man. I can hear, like I had a podcast, I can hear the water from my aquarium over there. I can hear like the dogs barking off in the distance, and I was like, that's whack. So I'm trying to work it out, man. Make sure we in a good spot. But we'll get it fixed, man. One of these days I'll be up here like Zach Lowe. You know what I'm saying? Zach Lowe or the big guy from ESPN. What's the big guy from ESPN? The dude that lie all the time. What's the big dude from the big dude from Ohio? He always be like, "Yo, me and LeBron went to school together." Whatever he be saying. The big dude that always be lying. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The big dude. He try to be super important. The dude, he looked like the dude from Superbad. Ms. Mocha, what's the dude from Superbad? The big dude. What's the big dude from Superbad? Jonah Hill. Excuse me. Yeah, the dude that looked like Jonah Hill without the beard. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He always be lying. Like, I promise you, the Knicks gonna get a superstar this offseason. And then when the Knicks don't get a superstar, he'll be like, well, the Knicks messed it up. Nah, man, come on, bro. You made a promise. Yeah, that's him. That's him, Windhorse. The dude always promising that the Knicks gonna get a star. I promise you the Knicks gonna get a star. And then when the Knicks don't get a star, he like, well, the Knicks messed it up. The Knicks asked for Kevin Durant medicals. Of course they asked for his medicals, fat boy. Why the dude tore his Achilles. You think the dude tore his Achilles, you think the Knicks medical staff don't want to see his medicals? Come on. Come on. Come on, big guy. My man legit, Windhorse said, man, the Knicks are going to get a star. He's been saying this since like 2017. The Knicks are going to get a star. LeBron and everybody's considering the Knicks. And, yo, the star ain't came yet. It's been like 6 years. It's been like 6 years. The dude, I heard him say it in a podcast. And not to get off the Zach Lowe thing. I like Zach Lowe, man. I think he's kind of relevant, kind of cool, right? Because I think he does a podcast or a live or whatever it is, like a podcast, kind of as if fans are watching live. So he'll speak to certain points, kind of like how we do here. You know, we do this joint, man. We do it live. We come in here and just chop it up. The thing is, unlike them, though, we try to keep kind of have a pulse of what you guys are thinking. Yo, the son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. What you doing up so early, boss? What time is this? Like 10:08. Building Blocks is in the building. Man, look, listen, man. I know I say this about once a week, but I'm really, really excited and glad, man, to have y'all in the chat. Man, I look more forward, and I say this often, but I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from. I look more forward to seeing y'all than y'all look forward to seeing the notification for Lawrence Tears. Right? Like when I see Kerry Cox come in the building, like, what up, what up, what up? I'm like, yo, look who it is. It's Kerry Cox in the building. Building Blocks. Man, good to see y'all, man. Good to have y'all hanging out with us. Yeah, man. So let me get to this Miami Heat versus New York Knicks and the keys to victory thing. Hey, Cox, I know you've been. I'm messing with you. Hey, Kerry Cox, I'm messing with you, bro. This Miami versus New York thing shouldn't be a thing, but it is. Manchild is in the building. What's good, boss? This Miami versus New York thing shouldn't be a thing, but it is. Because Miami is like that with everyone, and New York is trying to figure out who they are. Tom from Huntington is in the building. Good morning. Good morning, man. Good mornings. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Listen, we appreciate y'all, man. We trying to do some stuff, trying to improve here. Um, um, Over the past like 3 months or so, what is it? It's March. So over the past 4 or 5 months, really, man, I've been injured and inconsistent and not able to do the things the way that I normally do them, like Knicks Morning Drive at 9:30, Knicks at Night podcast at 11, old school Knicks, um, um, Knicks freestyle, um, other stuff like Knicks after party and all that stuff. But we had to change around some stuff. Some of it was creative and some of it was for personal reasons, but we changed around. some stuff, man. So shout out to the cats shout out to Subliminal 209 and Cully, who rocked Knicks after party for like 2 years. Man, shout out to them. Subliminal 209, that's my dog, Cully. That's my man right there. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to the pod couple. They kind of had to stop doing stuff because of schedules and all that stuff. Sometimes life just get in the way of stuff, right? But anyways, getting back to it. Getting back to it. Otherwise, yeah, I need to do, yeah, man, I wish. With vibes and stuff, I wish. But I at this point, right now, I have to do one or the other, right? Man, and shout out to Knicks for Life. Shout out to Chuck Allen. That's my friend right there too, man. Man, just some fire. That used to be fire in the mornings. But this Miami versus New York Knicks thing, I'm not for sure why it's a thing. I'm not for sure why it's a thing, right? Because the Knicks and the Heat are not in the same division. And the Knicks and the Heat don't have recent playoff history. And we don't have a direct tie to their organization. I don't know why the Miami Heat versus the New York Knicks thing is actually a thing. It's not like Jimmy Butler ever played for the Knicks. Or Julius Randle ever played for the Heat. It's not like Eric Spoelstra was fired by New York and went to Miami and held a grudge. It's only, I think the only tie that binds is that both teams try to play tough. That's it. Both teams try to play tough. And I don't mean pretend to be tough. I mean a tough brand of basketball. Hoodie Cav says, what do you mean you don't understand? Were you alive in the 90s? Hoodie Cav, that was, the 90s was, that was 25 years ago, bro. What human being holds a grudge for 25 years? What human being holds a grudge for 25? I mean, I don't get it. Only Melvin. Hoodie Cav. Hoodie Cav, only Melvin holds a grudge for 25 years. Hey, Hoodie Cav, only Melvin holds a grudge for 25 years, bro. All right. Shotgunner, I'm going to send, let me see. I got Shotgunner up here. Give me a split second, Shotgunner. All right, give me a second. Give me 1 second, boss. I got you. I promise you, I got you. I'm working on at using multiple devices, bro. Give me just a split second. All right. So while I do that, because I'm not set up to do, I don't think I'm set up to do. Just give me a second so that I can kind of set some stuff up here so that if you want to, I can't do it with like multiple people. I can't do it with like four people. So just bear with me while I try to set it up for maybe one or two. Yeah, just bear with me while I do. Bear with me for a sec, Hoodie Cav. I see you. Hoodie Cav, bear with me for a sec. I see you. Just give me a second. I see you, man. Just give me a second. I'm trying to tighten it up. All right. Let me go back here and then add. All right. Give me a second.
I'm afraid.
Yes, sir. I can hear you. I'm not looking at you yet though. Give me a second. Give me a second to hook it up, and then I'm gonna put all right. That should get us. Okay, that didn't get us in a. All right, that didn't work. It worked last night. It's not working now for some reason. I'm not for sure why. Can y'all hear Hoodie Cav?
I don't know if I'm backstage or not. Looks like I'm backstage.
I know you backstage. I see you. I see you.
Anyone hear me? Am I live?
Yes, you are live. I'm asking you to be patient with me so I can get you on the screen though, because they could just hear your
Oh, okay.
voice.
I didn't know. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's not the same. I'm using a different. That's why I was asking you just to be patient with me while I work the magic that I'm not used to working.
You are a magician, so I figured if you would, be like Burt Wonderstone.
Something like that.
Have you seen that movie, The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, with Steve Carell?
No.
You definitely check it out. It's hilarious.
Sounds whack, but okay.
Oh, man. Let me give things a chance.
No, give peace a chance, maybe.
That too.
Okay.
Everyone says I'm looking at the chat and they're saying they can hear me. They can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, but I am trying to get them to see you. That is what I'm working on. Yeah, that is what I'm working on. So just bear with me, man. I promise that.
Well, I know it's been a while since I've graced Florence here with my presence.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. Let me see if.
Which is not my fault, by the way. I thought it was something. Yeah, people were calling me like a
that's not what I wanted to. Okay, that is definitely not what I wanted to do. Let me delete that. That is weird. That is definitely not what I wanted to do there.
No, I don't think that is something you don't want to do. I don't even know. It looks like something off the Matrix.
Yes, it did look like something out of the Matrix, right? Hey, Melvin, that's not funny.
Are we in the Matrix right now? Is that what you're telling me?
Huh?
Because sometimes being a Knicks fan is like being in the Matrix.
Yes, sometimes.
You know, I was calling you the other day. I think it was yesterday. I was in Walmart and I was thinking about you, Uncle Crazy. You ever have like a certain song that you think about, that, you know, when you hear it, a person pops in your head from like a memory or something?
Yeah.
Well, you have a song that when it plays, I automatically think of Uncle Crazy. And do you know what that song is?
No.
Been Around the World, and I Still Can't Find My Baby by Lisa Stansfield. Every time I hear that song, every time that song comes on, I think of nothing but Uncle Crazy and that female referee.
Yeah.
Because you have ingrained it in my head. Thank you for forever ruining Lisa Stansfield for me.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I apologize. I apologize.
Now I can't get it from my head. I just want to sing it. Been around the world and I can't find my baby. I don't know when.
That's a Bad Boy song, right? That's Mace, right?
What?
Mace?
It's Lisa Stansfield.
That's a remix. Been around.
Oh yeah, I think that was a remake, but the original song is by Lisa Stansfield.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what is it that you want to talk about that was Knicks related? That was so hot. Oh, I got you.
One,
I got it.
I can't believe that you don't understand why the Knicks and the Heat have a ongoing 25-year feud.
What?
What's those two families that have been feuding for like 200 years? The Hatfields and the McCoys.
The Jacksons.
I'm pretty sure the Hatfields and the McCoys.
Okay, all right.
The Knicks and the Heat. You got to realize the '90s. One might have been the greatest generation of basketball ever played.
Stop it.
And it probably was.
Can you see yourself on the screen?
You know what? I can see. I look like I'm basically. Yeah, I can see myself.
Okay. All right. There you go, Ben. All right.
One. Like I said, the '90s are probably the greatest decade of basketball ever played. Okay. And the Knicks were actually very relevant during this time period.
Stop it.
And were we not relevant in the '90s?
You said the most relevant.
I didn't say the most relevant. I said relevant. We were one of the teams that was the most relevant. I feel like because that makes better sense.
Okay.
Why is my screen so big in proportion to your screen?
Because I'm the man. I do what I want to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But so we were one of the teams that was the most relevant in this time frame in the '90s, which might be the greatest generation of Knicks ever played. And you know, in my lifetime, I have seen us have some great epic playoff battles.
DSJ said you were dressed like Jagged Edge.
Wow, I'm dressed like Jagged Edge. I
He said you
know
dress like an R&B group right now.
that. Wow. This is actually my work attire, um, where I work. But anyways, um, so we had epic playoff battles between the Bulls, the Heat, the Pacers for years and years and years. And, you don't just let go of that because, whatever. Those are things that a true fan holds on against. I was in a chat with someone the other day, and they were saying they still have grudges towards the Celtics and the 76ers. And we haven't had a rivalry with the Celtics since the 80s, the Sixers since the 80s, and you should hold on to that. And I like to think that the playoff battles in the Heat, Bulls, and Pacers was more dynamic, epic, and entertaining, even though the games ended at like 77-74. Those are still more entertaining than games that ended in 130 to 125.
Okay. All right.
I will, if I ever see PJ Brown in the street, even though he's 6'11", there's gonna be some problems.
What? How?
Because he body slammed Charlie Ward 25 years ago.
That's why I said you sound like Melvin, because you said he about to slam Charlie Ward. That's a North Carolina accent. That's North Carolina.
I do not have a Southern drawl at all.
No, I didn't say Southern drawl.
Because you're making it sound like I have a Southern drawl. I have a very neutral sounding voice.
Yeah, like Ohio. Like you from Ohio or somewhere.
Somebody I sounded like Richard Roundtree for some reason.
I'm not for sure if it's exactly Richard Roundtree, but Richard Roundtree and Melvin are basically, the same. Yeah. Shaft.
I don't know if I sound bad, but. And I love Richard Roundtree. I think he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
That's a great voice.
Richard Roundtree was a part of one of the greatest lyrics ever. K Solo said, "My afro pose at 360 degrees, so that makes me the light-skinned Richard Roundtree." Shout out to K Solo. Shout out to K Solo. I know you don't know who that is. I know you don't, right? But shout out to people that were out before Hoodie Cat was born.
Mind you, I was born in 1986.
Okay. Man, this ain't human resources. You ain't got to tell.
I'm just pointing out that I'm 37 years old.
Okay. All right. Let me ask this. So the point.
This ain't new school Knicks.
Is that a shot at Rivera now?
I'm just saying.
Did you just take a shot? Did you just take a shot at Greeny from LI and Kendall Rivera?
I'm just saying, I was alive and well to, remember Mark Jackson playing with the Knicks.
Mark Jackson, when Mark Jackson was with us, he was 248 pounds playing point guard. Bro, listen, I don't want to disparage former Indiana Pacers players, right? And I say this a lot, and I know people are like, why do you always say that? It makes no sense. Bro, when I see Mark Jackson, I see an Indiana Pacer. I don't see a New York Knick. I just don't.
He was a Knick twice, actually. Beginning of his career and the
I know. Yeah. I know that. Me and him stood. Yo, he and I stood. He signed an autograph for me in 1980. 1987, might have been 1988. He and I stood side by side, and when they asked him how tall he was, he said, "Man, I'm almost 6'4", and I had just got measured for the military, and I was 6'5", And I was like, there is no way. Hoodie Kev, there was a gap in height between me and him by like this much. Mark Jackson was every bit of 6'1", about 6'1", yeah. And he told the person that was there he was 6'4" and some change. And his first time here, he wore the number 13. His second time here, he wore the number 31. Did you know that?
I probably never paid attention. That means he matured as the years went by.
That means that them small numbers didn't fit no more.
But Mark Jackson with the Pacers, like I said, and people forget the battles that we had with the Pacers. And I remember one of the saddest moments of my Knicks life was the Ewing missed layup.
Okay.
And I remember was that a 30 for 30 they did with the Knicks and Pacers? Yes. Where, they slowed it down. I don't know who made the joke. They're like, man, when Ewing blew past, I think it was Antonio Davis. It could have been Rick Smith. It was like, and that lane parted like the Red Sea.
Yep.
Had that been a year or 2 years before, I think Ewing would have dunked it.
Yeah.
I think his knees were going by then at that point in time. And, it was just amazing because you think how long Patrick Ewing was, because for him to extend all the way out in his hand, it's like still at the goal.
Yeah. There was no way he could have dunked it, bro. There was no, and the thing about the fascinating thing about that too, and that you bring it up, is that the lane parted like the Red Sea. Excuse me, because Indiana's defense started scattering to shooters because they didn't think he was going to be able to make a play. They started scattering to shooters, and so everybody just, and there's Pat finger rolling from the free throw line, basically. There's Pat finger rolling from the 3-point line, bro. That's basically what yeah, because he wasn't gonna make it, man. We knew he wasn't gonna, But
he let go of the ball, then. But hold on for a second.
Oh, this dude had his finger in the camera. Oh, the etiquette. They just, these newbies just, y'all, my apologies for seeing Hoodie Kev's palm. These newbies. Yeah, man. But anyway, the point that I was getting at, I think the thing Hoodie Kev wanted to jump on and explain a rivalry. But the thing about rivalries, man, is rivalries are only good while teams are good, or while there's something at stake. And right now, Miami and the Knicks don't have things at stake. What is it at stake that the Knicks have with Miami? Nothing. They're no longer in the same division. They're not fighting for each other's players. Their coaches don't have any type of lineage. There's nothing that connects us to Miami except 95 South. That's it. That's it. The only thing that connects us to Miami is 95 South. That's it. Right? My thing is, with tonight's game, we only want to beat Miami because they play tough, and we play tough also. That's it. That's it. It's not like Miami has a prize free agent that both teams are going to fight for in the offseason. Nah. DSJ, don't do that. DSJ.
What you have to realize, Uncle Freezy, is that things, because things don't die away because you oh well, Eric Spoelstra is mad. No, it's those feelings. Me, I will never forgive the Heat for the fight, for the bad blood, because that is always be there. It just doesn't go away. It doesn't in sports things like that. I mean, why do the Yankees and the Red Sox have beef? Babe Ruth didn't get traded recently.
I understand that. I don't have a okay. So
Did Babe Ruth get traded in the last 3 years or something for the Red Sox and the Yankees not like each other?
no, that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is this, right? What I'm getting at is the thing. There is a regional thing with New York and Boston, right? There's a regional thing with New York and Boston. There is no regional thing with New York and Miami.
Again, for 4 straight years, the Knicks and the Heat played. Our coach, our beloved coach, abandoned us.
Right. Okay.
For the Heat.
Okay.
Bad. Listen, the happiest. What the happiest moment of my Knicks life is? The Allen Houston finger roll. Or floater, excuse me, Allen Houston floater. You know who that came against?
Yeah. 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 Let me do this real quick. Jay Boogie, thank you for the generous contribution. Jay Boogie says, "Hey yo, Hoodie Kev, you need to stop your mess. It's playoff time. You owe the chat a whole season. Humphreys ain't going off Miami and Cleveland loss. It's all love though."
This is the time where those feelings get ramped up.
Oh, good gracious.
Like the Bulls. Michael Jordan ain't played for the Bulls in almost 25 years. I still can't stand the Bulls.
Yeah. So that just means you have some.
Reggie Miller ain't played for the Pacers in 20 years. But guess what? He doesn't have a bias against the Knicks when he does games.
Right. That means you have an issue.
Does he? Yes, he does.
That means you have an issue, not Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller is living a good life.
Anyway, I got to hop off because my boss just came. I got to look like I'm doing some work.
Okay.
But I'm going to be in the chat still.
All right. We are going to be around for. We are going to be around for a little bit. Let me see. I think somebody else hit me up too. Let me see.
You put me in the chat. I might jump back in. I said we got the link.
What is? Okay. All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Hoodie Kev. That was Hoodie Kev. Hoodie Kev basically came in to say that old rivalries die hard. And that a rivalry is always going to be a rivalry, even if the names on the teams change. Right? And I'm here to tell you, get over it. Right? I'm here to tell you to get over it. Just because we had a beef with a team back in the day doesn't necessarily mean we should have a beef with a team right now. We shouldn't have a beef with a team right now, bro. If there is a team that is a rival with us in this moment, the only team that's close to being a rock in our shoe, a thorn in our side, is Atlanta. That's it. Because we basically are always in the standings around each other. And I'm going to put the standings up. I'm going to see if I can put the standings up, if I can get if I can fix this thing, if I can get it right. Let me see if I can get it right. If I can get it right, I'm going to put it up here. I tried it the other day, and I got it half right. We were showing half of the standings. Okay. Let me see if I can. I'm going to see if I can do another. Rome Farrock says, hey, Rome Farrock, thank you for the generous contribution. He says, hey, thanks for all you do, man. Hey, man, I'm trying, bro. I want to get us to a certain place, man. I appreciate y'all being patient with me as I try to kind of work my way through this stuff. One day we're gonna be dope. One of these days we gonna be dope, man. I know I'm kind of fumbling through some stuff, but one day we are gonna be. All right, so that's the Dallas Mavericks thing. I'm gonna change the link to that and put this in there. All right, and there we go. It just won't get right for me for some reason. Yo, Hinton Murphy's in the building. Hey, what's good, brother? Thank you for the generous contribution, bro. I appreciate that. We trying to pay these bills around here, trying to get better. Trying to get better, man. Appreciate that. I have the alerts on too, so that y'all get shout outs when y'all make a contribution, but the alerts are not going off for some reason. Danny is like, yo, Hoodie Kev is live from Costa Rica. Yo, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, bro. So I'm trying to get the thing to scroll down, but it won't do it for me for some reason. We'll get it. We'll get it. It will be dope one day. But anyway, it's showing the top four. It's showing the top four there. But basically, where the Knicks are today, right? Miami is the 7th seed, and they are 40-36, right? They are 3 full games behind the Knicks at the moment, right? Miami has 6 games to go, right? The Knicks are 43-33, right? And in order for the Knicks to even be threatened by Miami is for the Knicks would have to have a total collapse in order for Miami to catch us. They'd have to have a total collapse in order. So they have 6 games. Basically, the Knicks have 6 games, and so we'd have to have a total collapse in order for Miami to catch us. But whatever. It's Miami. Right? It's Miami. Right? And DSJ says, and we know the Knicks are capable of collapsing. No, not really. Not this iteration of Knicks. Not this iteration of Knicks will collapse, man. This iteration of Knicks, I don't think so. I think the Knicks are in a good place. And what I would say ultimately to Knicks fans, just before we wrap up and get out of here, just want to say one last thing before we go, right? Is this. Man, if you're a Knicks fan today, you should be excited. The Knicks have 6 games left to go. We'll probably win about 45, 46, 47 games, something like that, and that's probably what most of y'all guessed anyway. And the thing about it is we did it in style. We didn't backpedal our way to 40 plus wins. We didn't luck our way to 40 plus wins. There were some bad losses this season that we took. At the same time, there are some very, very good wins that we had this season. There are some very, very good wins that we had this season. Right? So I think we're going to try to do a watch along tonight at some point. I think we're going to try to do a watch along. I'm going to try to get the Knicks hangout screen together. Something like this. Something like this. It'll probably have a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo on it, like a whole bunch of stuff like that on it popping up. You know what I'm saying? And when we watch it, it won't have the game, but we'll definitely be watching. I'm hoping that y'all will tune in and rock with us. Wiz is in the building. Wiz says this team will not collapse. We have enough safety measures to prevent that as players, but coaching, Wiz, nah, man, we good. We super good, bro. We super good. And Hoodie Cav says, it's always dope to be back on. Man, no doubt. No doubt. Hopefully I can have the production better the next time we get on, probably tomorrow. And Soulfinger says, I call between 43 and where'd it go? Soulfinger had a comment up here. It disappeared on me. Oh, 43 and 48 for the season. Yeah, hey, Soulfinger, I ain't gonna lie. I call somewhere between 0 and 60. I called somewhere between 0 and 60. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all for rocking with me this morning. We'll be back tomorrow unless, something happens. We're going to try to get back to the schedule, 9 in the morning and 11 at night. Try to rock that schedule and then have some stuff in between. But if we can't make it, we can't make it, and you know the reason why. It's not because we don't love to do it. It's because something came up. But anyway, I'm out of here. It's the #1 Chief Rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Thank you for coming through.